Et bonjour à toutes et à tous, bienvenue au sein de l'équipage CSC. Aujourd'hui, je serai votre commandant de bord. Si vous vous souvenez de moi, je suis Wynkhal. Si vous vous souvenez, nous nous sommes arrêtés la dernière fois après un combat avec Théodora lors d'une émeute. Nous voyons ici des cadavres d'alliés, mais aussi des cadavres d'hérétiques. Et actuellement, nous devons tout simplement continuer à enquêter et peut-être essayer de contenir tout cela. Dans ce cas, nous allons tout simplement avancer dans l'histoire et voir où cela nous mène.
Ah, thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Nous devons fournir de l'aide à ceux qui se trouvent encore dans les points intermédiaires. Peut-être parviendrons-nous ainsi à contenir cette vague.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
Bon. Bien, il semblerait.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
À vos ordres, Seigneur Capitaine.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Ouais, bien, il semblerait qu'on doive accompagner le Seigneur des Murmures pour retrouver l'obstacle qui nous a engueulés. Bon, on verra bien hein, ce que cela donne. Allez, allons-y.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
Je me débrouillerai. Passez devant, je vous suis.
Of course you will. Lady Théodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. but that is no longer relevant.
Comment ça? Ah! Ah! Espèce de... Ah. Je vois les montagnes de Fenrir, je vois les champs de Cadia, les jungles de Katashan. Allez, continuons. Ah, ma tête.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Ah, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Vodkvir, sale traître. C'est vous qui êtes responsable de ce chaos.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Théodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Ah, que voulez-vous, bâtard consanguin? Votre sang-il trop pauvre pour la sentinelle?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Von Valancius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
Quelle excuse pathétique avez-vous pour justifier votre misérable apostasie? Espèce de répugnant rejeton de Grox!
Wretched. What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind.
Espèce d'imbécile.
Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Von Valancius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Ah, assez! Je ne suis pas votre pantin! Oh, ma tête! Espèce de viande de Grox! Il y a bien quelque chose dont je pourrais me servir pour me battre. Je ne peux pas te laisser tomber comme ça. Chier, il n'y a rien. Est-ce qu'il m'observe toujours?
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Ah, chier, je n'ai pas d'autre choix. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Bon, bien il semblerait que je n'ai pas le choix. Temps de serrer les dents. Ah, ma main. Euh, je... euh, je dois tenir.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Qui me parle?
Genetic code identified. Child of House Van Valancius. Do you require assistance?
Oui, Sentinelle. Des traîtres menacent ma vie et l'intégrité de la lettre de marque.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
There is still another way.
Se lâche. Bien, il semblerait que je doive rentrer maintenant. Je me demande ce qui m'attend dedans. Eh bien, que de richesse dans cet endroit. Je suppose que je dois m'approcher et que ceci doit être la lettre de marque. Eh bien, approchons-nous. Que tous sachent que, par ma volonté et par les mots authentiques de ce document, j'accorde à cette personne la lettre de marque et lui octroie, ainsi qu'à sa dynastie, la grande mission d'incarner le parent comte de l'humanité, inflexible dans l'adversité, d'avancer en premier dans les ténèbres, d'unir et de reprendre ce qui a été perdu, de triompher des cauchemars indicibles, de tenir les rênes du destin sans faillir, de franchir résolument les chemins tapissés d'épines pour atteindre les grandeurs.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
Je dois contacter quelqu'un. Théodora, ce serait le mieux.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup.
Faster! Restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Il me faut une arme. Je suis sans défense.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Ah, putain. C'est quoi cette folie? Qu'est-ce que vous êtes? Qu'est-ce qui me parle?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Vous êtes la sentinelle de la lettre de marque?
Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Emmenez-moi loin d'ici.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Bien, bien. Sortons d'ici alors. Et
I won't tolerate weakness.
bien, selon la salle. Ah, sénéchal Bellard.
Master, whatever are you doing in the Warren Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Conrad Vodkir est un traître. Quand je l'ai quitté sur le pont des officiers, il a réussi à m'étourdir et m'amener ici.
What?
Pour une raison obscure, il voulait se venger de Théodora, ce qui impliquait apparemment de mettre la main sur sa lettre de marque.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Théodora.
Est-ce que c'est vraiment le moment de nous pencher sur des questions d'étiquette?
Absolutely. With the Lord Captain's permission, I shall give you an hour-long lecture on how making use of proper addresses corresponds to showing due faith in the God Emperor's anointed. For now, however, we have more pressing matters on our hands.
Oh, je sens qu'il va me donner mal à la tête.
You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit.
Oh.
And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Merci bien. Alors, maintenant nous avons accès à deux choses.
Look no
Je vais
further.
pouvoir me soigner
Let's
premièrement,
patch you up. I stand in
et
recognition.
je peux ensuite m'équiper. Vous voyez que c'est vraiment comme un jeu de rôle. J'ai des encore une fois, j'ai des stats dérivées. Et par exemple, si je m'équipe de ça, hop, j'augmente un petit peu mon armure. Et voilà, c'est parti.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on.
Ouais, bon. Comme d'hab, quoi. On sait pas ce qu'il y a à se passe.
But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into
Oh.
real space. I fear that
C'est
they
la
may
merde,
have
ça.
already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
J'ai entendu une transmission Vox de Théodora.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the navigator's sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
Le socle de l'éducation, très bien. Vous me montrez le chemin?
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Allez, allons-y. Et merde! Des hérétiques.
Don't you dare to cross us!
Your emperor won't save you.
L'empereur me sauvera. Mais il ne vous sauvera pas de ce qui vous attend. On va mettre là. Alors, est-ce que je peux tenter? Oui, je peux tenter d'en avoir deux.
Not a problem for me.
Ah, j'en ai eu qu'un, dommage. Ils ont tous pris un truc, mais pour le moment ce n'est pas utile. Bon. On va attaquer lui. Ah, il a le pareil, le salaud.
At your beck and call.
On va faire ça. S'il reste là, c'est parfait. Oui, comme je suis un sniper, j'ai pas forcément envie que ces gens viennent sur moi. Pour des raisons assez évidentes. Là, la ligne de 3 est parfaite pour moi. Pratique. Bon, on va tenter de tuer celui-ci. Parfait. Et toi, tu vas tenter de tuer cela. Ah! Bon, c'est pas grave. Voilà. Ça, il ne reste que ces deux-là. Une parade, parfaite. Ah, il a pris un dégât. Mais ce n'est pas très grave. On va tenter de lui, celui qui est full vie. Parfait. Et lui. Parfait. Le combat est terminé. Et nous avons pris un level up. Nickel. Voilà. Et vous voyez que j'ai eu un petit level up. Donc, lui, on va l'augmenter en athlétisme. Et moi, on va m'augmenter en vigilance. Oui, actuellement, je maximise la vigilance parce que c'est quelque chose qui me servira plus tard. Et oui, encore une fois, j'ai déjà joué au jeu. Je l'ai déjà fini une fois dans une version. Mais je souhaite le recommencer une deuxième fois pour tout simplement réussir à aboutir à une autre fin que je n'ai pas réussi à avoir la dernière fois. Voilà, le facteur de profit, c'est pour les achats. Nous voyons déjà les traces du chaos ici. Cette brume violette ne m'indique rien de bon. Oh, pratique.
And so, he will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Ok.
Master, watch your head.
Ah, qu'est-ce que... Oh merde.
Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
J'avoue, c'était un peu proche à mon goût.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Théodora Van Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
Ah, chiant. Ah, c'est une devineresse alors?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud.
Et c'est pour ça, les enfants, que être un psyker, c'est à la fois un don et une malédiction.
And you are Van Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Enchanté.
Officers frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officers' deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officers' deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
Vous faites quoi ici?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the engineerium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Engineer Prime is...
dead, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
Bon, allons voir s'il va bien.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Donc vite fait pour expliquer, oui, les navigateurs ont un troisième œil, pardon, qui leur permet de voir tout simplement les voies du warp. Voilà. Et toute personne qui est normalement dans le lore, pardon, je cherche mes mots, qui cherche à savoir tout simplement ce qu'il s'y passe et surtout regarde cet œil, sombre dans 99,9% des cas dans la folie ou meurt. Et donc nous avons maintenant une nouvelle membre. Je vais juste réadapter ma formation un petit peu. Le tank en premier et les 2 DPS au fond. Hop. Allez. Alors, là. Toi, on va te mettre. Allez, là. Toi, on va te mettre là. Ouais. Ça, je réduis 2, c'est des tireurs. Okay. Voilà, alors oui, elle a une barre ici de dégradation du voile. Plus c'est élevé, plus ça va être la merde. Il n'y a pas d'autre mot. Aïe. Bah toi tu vas pas jouer. Déjà. Abelard, frappe lui. Et ensuite, s'il te plaît, charge sur lui. Ah, il apparaît, salaud. On va utiliser un petit sort du warp. Ok, la dégradation n'a pas beaucoup augmenté, c'est parfait. C'est con ça. Je vous laisse le temps de lire, c'est pour ça que j'attends à chaque fois.
I believe Master Spider still lives. Well, the servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
Il dira, qu'est-ce qu'il a?
Wounded, exhausted, fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one.
D'accord, bon.
Your time is short.
Il nous reste peu de temps, pourquoi?
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Oh.
It came from beyond. His body is not his.
J'avais deviné, merci. Oula, il y en a un qui est beaucoup trop heureux dans ma tête. Zench. Bizarre.
Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
Je vais vous aider. Dites-moi quoi faire.
Run. The sanctum will be sealed. I will hold it off. Hold on. And wait for the signal from the Master Helmsman. Then I will commence the translation. So, run. Run.
Mais qui vous tourmente?
The edge. Kneel before the ascent of a new champion. When the rite is complete, the shell will burst, and thousands of Moors will accept the sacrifice offered to the edge of daybreak by the bringer of twilight, the one marked by the will of the gods.
Ok. Vous avez une idée de ce que ça veut dire?
A rite. A sacrifice offered. Oh. My heart tells me that Kunrad was not deterred by his defeat in the warrant chamber.
C'est ton cœur qui te dit ça ou juste ta réflexion?
What? Kunrad betrayed Lady Théodora? Oh, but how is that? How? He was as loyal as a dog. And I didn't hear a thing, I swear.
Un chien, eh ben.
Footfalls of the bringer of twilight are veiled by the will of his masters. Tear out your eyes. She who is to become the champion's servant, for you need them no longer.
Le navigateur est à l'article de la mort. Que faisons-nous maintenant?
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Théodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo scold relayed to us earlier.
Bon.
The spiders. Good luck. And thank you.
Mais du coup, cela fait déjà un bon petit épisode. Donc, je vous remercie pour le visionnage. Je vous invite à aller voir les autres vidéos de la chaîne si cela vous intéresse. On a plusieurs projets qui vont arriver. Cela va prendre du temps, mais de nouvelles choses sont arrivées. Et j'espère que ce petit voyage en compagnie du CSC vous a plu. Et je vous dis à la prochaine!